Fowler School of Law is very committed to students having a practical knowledge of the law in addition to a conceptual knowledge of the law.
We have a full year for all of the first-year subjects. Property, contracts, torts, civil procedure are all full-year courses, which is unlike most of the other law schools in California.
I teach contracts 1 and 2, and that's a course where we study the binding obligations that parties form between each other. So basically, it's turning promises into legally enforceable obligations.
I teach legal research and writing, and this is a course where the students essentially get their first opportunity to act like real lawyers working in a law firm. It's their practical, real-world class that they get their first year.
I teach civil procedure. It encompasses principles and concepts that many lawyers use throughout their careers. Civil practice is the most common type of legal practice in the United States. Even if a student goes on to do something other than civil practice, a lot of the concepts that we learn are transferable.
What is unique about at least the way I teach criminal law is that I really try to make students understand from the very beginning that this is not about just memorizing rules of law. What I try to teach in the criminal law course is that it's really about what kind of arguments would a lawyer make that are going to be viewed as legitimate, maybe not winning arguments, but legitimate arguments on both sides of an issue.
Certainly once you get beyond the first year, there's much more of an emphasis on practical skills training. Our students are getting more exposure to legal writing, more exposure to practical legal skills and analysis than students at many other schools.
In our clinical programs, for example, students will do live client representation where they will actually be taking the concepts they've learned and using them to represent a client in a real case.
So for example, in my contracts class, so we rounded out the semester by doing an applied exercise. We actually had the students draft a contract, and then in class they negotiated with each other. I had them in opposing parties. And all through the class we talk about, well, what would a practicing attorney do? How would you help this client?
Our students have found a good way to balance working hard with also enjoying being at law school and enjoying being with their classmates. And I think that that has something to do with the attitude of the faculty members as well, that we want this to be a fun learning environment as well as a productive and a rigorous one.
You always hear about cutthroat, competitive law school environment, and I think that the students at Chapman actually thrive off of learning from each other and supporting each other, and there's just a real sense of community among everyone, among the staff, the faculty, the administration, and the students.
I've seen a lot of innovation in my years here at Chapman. We're not so set in our ways that everything is in stone and nobody can change a thing. So if we have a professor or even students, I've seen students do this, who have a student who has a great idea and gets together some other students and want to launch a new organization or a program, that can happen here. We're very entrepreneurial.
When somebody is evaluating what their educational experience would be like at a law school, there are really three things that they want to focus on. They want to focus on the quality of the faculty, the quality of the student body, and the physical facilities that they'll be studying in. And when you evaluate Chapman, Fowler School of Law, on those three standards, I think you conclude it's a really great place to be a law student. Fantastic faculty, wonderful students, very, very bright, and a really extraordinary physical environment.